The end is my favorite part of Vibrant Visuals. It's not finished yet, but the idea they have for it is so good. Well, here is that idea if you're curious. This is the end, and this is the end, except sometimes only. Because for some reason right now, the end is so clearly broken that it looks very dark half the time and overly light the other half. When does that appear? Semi-randomly. Something about movement seems to activate this, so if I go up high, you can see it gets a bit grey, and then after a while, the sky goes blue. Is this a bug, or is this a delightfully intentional feature? I'll leave that up to you. But I'll also do what no other creator has done apparently, and show off the secret settings for Vibrant Visuals. This comment isn't lying. You can enable this experimental toggle, and you'll find two brand new settings, and although you can't really see it very clearly in the end, it does look very great, and so why isn't it a part of the Vibrant Visuals update? Well, let's talk about the next update for Minecraft, because it includes something which is of course very personal to me. As the superflat guy, I think it's important we talk about one of the greatest changes coming to Bedrock, and what it's still missing to this day. But first, hello, I'm AbYX Toy Cat, and yesterday I did a deep dive into Vibrant Visuals, as well as its history, and in response to that, I got this comment about the secret settings. But what's weird is if you enable these secret settings, you can see that whether you have them on or off, everything looks exactly the same, at least here in the end, and the reason that that is true is because these have to be enabled by texture packs, just like it used to be with the old deferred rendering, and so I've downloaded one so we can show off what this actually looks like. Okay, so, I mean, it's not exactly ideal, is it, to have that many error messages? Yep. Okay, I'm gonna level with you here. I don't know that this is how it's meant to look, and I don't think that we need this in vanilla Vibrant Visuals. You know, we've been talking about adding a new dimension to Minecraft forever. Clearly it's going to be the heaven dimension, because I've already appeared there right now. Except for my cape, apparently. Going outside, this is how it feels when the sun comes into your room and you wake up. I literally can see nothing besides sugarcane. The only reason to wake up in the morning. Okay, this is the Link's deferred rendering pack, which I think will be slightly better to show off because it's only slightly overlit inside of my Let's Play world, and in this long-term survival world, you can see something interesting, which is that all of the torches are good looking, but they kind of look how you would expect. This is a torch slightly less lit than it is inside of Vibrant Visuals by default. However, if we turn point lighting on, you're going to see a drastic change. This is because point lighting was actually added something like 9 months ago as a beta feature, and so a lot of deferred packs have played of it. You can make your lights look like this, and indeed with shadows turned on, you can do all sorts of other fun things too. It's really, really, really bizarre actually. Oh, look at that. And it's not perfectly working, and also, presumably, is not part of the vision they have for Vibrant Visuals. So although this might seem like it's a secret Vibrant Visuals settings, it's a secret Vibrant Visuals beta setting that currently seems like it's aimed at creators. Again, just like Vibrant Visuals, where we theorized it might just be for creators, maybe this is coming to the base game and just not right now. But as far as we know, this is a beta setting and deliberately is being kept apart from the rest of it. Will that change by release? We'll have to see, but I would suspect that Vibrant Visuals will come out, and then as they stated, the plan is to keep evolving Vibrant Visuals over time, and so maybe this and other yet to be announced features will come into the Vibrant Visuals default game. But for now, I think it looks plenty good, especially by comparison to vanilla. It's actually wild. Every time I come back to this, I'm like, it looks nice, but isn't there just something special about this? Also, it's weird when you de-render the world, you can see that painting in my cave first. Isn't that fun? Anyway, so when should you expect to see Vibrant Visuals in your world? I actually think that without the point lighting, we'll probably expect to see this behind a toggle, because they haven't actually said exactly when it will be coming to the game, but we've been suspecting the summer drop, but, you know, that is just our guess so far, which means it will likely be behind an experimental toggle in 1.20, 1.80, alongside Drop 2 2025 and the Happy Ghast. Again, toggles that will require experimental and achievements turned off, and then later, it'll be coming to the base game. And speaking of 1.20, 1.80, by the way, because this is the next Bedrock update, and it is likely coming out in the not-too-distant future, there is another major exciting feature that might have been overshadowed. Get it? Overshadowed? Look at my shadow here. It looks questionable. But it might have been overshadowed by Vibrant Visuals, so let's talk about custom superflat. Oh yeah, we've got one other thing that's important to showcase, and that is this. I was actually using my PC for the frame rate test in 1600 by 900 resolution, which might seem like it's awfully close to 1920 by 1080, but actually it's about 20% fewer pixels on both angles, and so if I use my PC at 1920 1080, also known as 1080p, you can see that instead of getting well over 100 FPS, I'm getting closer to 70 or 80, which is interesting that such a tiny resolution difference makes such a big overall difference, and makes me wonder, what if we set our resolution to like 720p? Would we be able to get drastically more performance? Oh, the answer is no, because I've got the point lighting on. So maybe it's the point lighting that is actually dragging down my performance? Let's test. Wow, that really is it. I was getting like 70, 80 FPS while playing with point lighting on, and I'm getting much closer to 110 with it off, which means that just to have your torches do all that extra lighting, you lose about a third of your performance. So there's no wonder that Minecraft aren't officially including it, no matter how good it would look. And yeah, seemingly that means that the hit you take for resolution isn't that high. Here's me playing at my monitor's max, which is slightly different to 16:9, so I hope it doesn't scale weirdly for you. But you can see that you get the same frame rate regardless of resolution, or at least within about 10% of the same frame rate, which is interesting and unexpected. This is usually not how games work, but I guess it is for Minecraft. Yeah, 120 FPS at 1440p is nothing to sneeze at, but is real proof that you don't want point lighting if it means that your frame rates will dip by a third, just so lights can look a little bit prettier. But yeah, fun, I guess. The other most fun thing that people have seen in the latest betas and previews for Bedrock is, of course, the happy ghast and the dried ghast. These are very cute and sometimes very sad, but what I loved is someone on Reddit did something that was exactly up my alley, because they said, do you like my house with this beautiful dried ghast house? And yes, as the BNG's place says, this is exactly something I would do in my Let's Play world. This is the sort of build I really love. However, yes, this is coming in the summer drop, which we know isn't 1.20, 1.80, and the vibrant visuals, it's also coming presumably later outside of the toggle, but something that we know probably will be in 120, 180 is the brand new flat world types. This is exciting because previously there was just flat or not flat. It was not super flat in any way, and in fact the whole reason that I started my super flat survival all those years back was because of the very impossibility of it, but it got slightly less impossible thanks to these brand new world types. However, this is a really fun thing by itself and signals that they're taking super flat seriously, but I do want to use this video as an opportunity to address what still needs to come over the coming betas and previews before this update finally comes out. So the first one of these relates to Water World. It might be true on other custom superflats too, but if we turn on Water World and then we also turn on the bonus chest, as we'd need to if there is a world that literally just has water, here's what happens. First problem, the game tells us we can't earn achievements on a flat world, as if there is some major benefit to playing Minecraft where there's literally just water, but as you can see here, I'm looking around for a bonus chest and I'm not seeing one. You might think, oh, it's just going to be on the surface of the water, but ignoring the fact that I don't know if I'll make it there in one piece. Actually, can we... is it physically possible to make it to the surface before you die? Oh, come on, maybe? Oh, I'm seeing it. It's getting... No, it's nowhere close. But as you can see up there, there is no bonus chest either, and so the water world is just lacking a bonus chest, as well as a sense of soul, which is really sad. But interestingly enough, this isn't the only issue that superflats have. Obviously, the big one is the fact that we would love to have custom superflats. We had a developer confirm that the reason that this is so hard to do is because they have to make it work on all input devices, and I actually totally understand that. Making a custom superflat has been proven that it can work when it comes to the console edition. It's been proven that it can work with Java, at least via external websites, and so it's easy to do on a keyboard and mouse. It's easy to do on a console, but what about mobile devices? They're worried about the UI. But still, for most players, this is a great improvement, but it could be made even better if the water world, which is an ocean biome, could have ocean monuments, or indeed, if the regular flat world had the option to turn on structures. This is something which is still missing to this day, and which is a shame because many people love the idea of a flat world survival, but the idea of having to brutally grind for hours, like we've done in our flat world and in Ultra Flat 2, is just so painful for many people. This is one of the reasons why I made Ultra Flat, if you're curious. Ultra Flat exists not just as a way to play super flat but with 16 biomes, but also it has the easy Java way out solution, and to meet marketplace requirements, Ultra Flat Survival has its own structures that you can turn on, which is a really, really fun thing. Do you want to see them? This is... I had a lot of fun building these, including the secret ones underneath the Bedrock layer, by the way. But yeah, what's really fun is that I built this because specifically there's no way to enable structures on Bedrock, and even though, yeah, fewer people would need ultraflat if they did it, I want Bedrock to have parity with Java so bad that I don't mind if I get fewer cells in that map. I just want the structures to be turn-onable, and I think that unlike the bonus chest, which is a bug, unlike this, which is a UI designer's nightmare, having to work out how to custom add your own layers here and there, totally understand why that would be hard to do. I think adding structures should just be a toggle that you can turn on or off, no? Unless the infrastructure just isn't there. But yeah, if not, then it should be easy to say it's just a Minecraft world that happens to be flat, and in this case it's a plains biome. In this case it would be in the water world, it would of course be one of those biomes, and in the Snowy Kingdom, a taiga biome. I think you could just set it to the right biome and then spawn the structures accordingly. Maybe I am massively underestimating the work that it would take, but that's one of the great changes people would love to see. But the other one that I think people would love kind of brings us back into this water world. It's the fact that, you know, this is a bad example. Let's pick a different superflat world. Okay, we're going to load up Bottomless Pit because it's the world which I think is most exciting as a superflat survival player, because it's exactly the same as superflat survival, but you'll have access to cobblestone once you can get a wooden pickaxe. So very, very fun, but crucially, there's one big issue all worlds still have, and let me show you what it is. If we were somehow lucky enough to get ourselves obsidian, which right now is very tricky, there's no lava trade, but I know one will come eventually. If we were lucky enough to get ourselves obsidian and make ourselves a portal, do you know what would happen on the other side of it? Well, if we were playing the console edition, it'd be a beautifully flat nether, but as we're not playing the console edition, you just spawn randomly in the nether. It's like playing the old world type, where it just kind of doesn't consider what it would look like over here, which is a shame. Interestingly, I'm actually going to make an end portal just for fun. Oh, cheats aren't enabled in this world. That's a weird bug that's happened right now, by the way. You can open your world in creative, and the game's like, nope, no cheats. Don't you dare be, don't you dare be cheating in creative mode. But yeah, the end is also not flat. I don't know how you would deal with this one, to be fair, but I think the nether being flat would be a maybe tricky implementation, like structures, but it's the sort of thing that would make a lot of people happy, and so it's the sort of thing I would love to see. But yeah, custom superflat needs these changes. I think that's how you make it go from flat, which is what it is right now, to superflat. But yeah, I'm very happy that after all these years, they're paying the attention to this sort of stuff. And I hope, I don't expect to see this in 1.2180, but I hope to see these changes slowly roll out over the next course of the year or so. That would be awesome, if you ask me. Speaking of awesome, by the way, while we're on superflat world, not that it looks like it. Let's go back to real superflat. Speaking of awesome, let me tell you about my superflat experience. So, I've decided to play hardcore superflat, which means you can't even have a bonus chest. It's literally grass, dirt, and then bedrock, because I'm not even lucky enough to have cobblestone. It's still in beta. But I played last Sunday and got brutally destroyed, and also found out that the Wandering Trader's Milk Bucket trade is a 7.5% chance on Java and not that much higher on Bedrock. However, I did play, and let me tell you, I had some amazing luck. I got an iron ingot on my first night, and on my second night, well, is he far enough away yet? I hope he's far enough away. Go! Yes! Oh my god! Wow! That's right, I'm basically doing an opposite of my dad's speedrun, and I'm doing an incredible job at it. I'm 9 days in, I've got wood, and as soon as I find a Wandering Trader that has moss, because moss can be used to make azalea trees, I'm going to have renewable wood, and the world of opportunities that's going to open up is going to be incredible. There is an interesting debate about whether I should go for moss, or whether I should wait for oak saplings, because I do need apples if I'm ever going to get villagers, but I am making amazing progress, and despite getting down to half a heart and 1 heart multiple times, my aim is truly to get this hardcore flat world past 100 days. We've failed many times before, but can we do it this time? Come and join me live tomorrow. But anyway, to conclude this video, 1.21.80 is going to be pretty cool, but how cool it is kind of going to depend on how much better flat worlds can get. Obviously, there are going to be other changes and nice parity improvements, which I'm excited to see as the maybe last couple of betas and previews come in, but personally, I think this is probably going to be the start of a long process process, but I'm glad that we have this first step that we've seen now. And as for Vibrant Visuals, I think that this is the something near the end of a multi-year development cycle, and I would expect to see it come out in the summer drop, and that likely means that we'll be able to test it very shortly, making 1.20 1.80 even cooler. Now to answer the final question that I know is always going to come up on update videos: when will 12180 come out? We already have the idea that the summer drop will be coming in June, and so when will you be able to get the update before that? Well, not April actually. Even though Minecraft tries to do monthly-ish updates, we had an update at the very end of March, and for this update release in April, it would have to release like right now, or like go into certification now. It's very unlikely is what I'm saying, and so it's likely going to be somewhere in the first couple weeks of May, somewhere in that kind of time period, and yeah, I'm very excited. This also makes me think though, therefore, that if we're already going to have 12180 completed in the next few weeks, then we don't actually have that long a development cycle for 1.22, and so maybe it is just going to be the happy gust. I think tomorrow's snapshot and beta and preview will tell us more, but yeah, I have some concerns about the summer drop size, but I'll keep those concerns guarded, at least for now. For now though, you can rate this video 5 stars, add this to your favorites, and consider subscribing so that you see more videos like this daily in your homepage. I've heard that it's free. I don't think anyone thought that it wasn't free, but maybe by saying it, you'll go, oh wow, actually, if there is no financial cost, maybe I should do a chill thing so that I see more of these videos on my homepage, so I learn about more things in Minecraft. But either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!